The hail actually hitting the ground at about 3.5 inches in diameter, so baseball-size hail. Our BTI index still continues to jump. We're very confident something is happening here, but Monticello, you appear to be out of it now, as the BTI index has jumped to 7.9, moving towards Smithboro, Note, Imperial, Eatonton, the city of Eatonton is 731, Warfield at 732, and Meda at 733. There's a large area of hail that's going to be moving toward the Eatonton area. Brad just showed you that with our Storm Tracker 2 in 3D, and we could see the rotation here. Brad, show us some of those winds inside there and what the hail's like.
Yeah, we got the 2-inch hail core right there. That's Doppler radar estimating the hail about 2 inches in diameter. And you see this kind of mustard yellow here. That's where Doppler radar is really crunching the numbers and looking at winds at 100 miles an hour or greater near and just to the northeast of Monticello, between Monticello and Shady Dale, right here along Highway 83, damaging winds, likely a tornado on the ground now, or if not now, skipping up and down, and has been and will be again shortly. So a tornado warning in effect right now for Jasper and Putnam counties, and it looks very likely that we've got damaging winds and quite probably a tornado on the ground as we speak. So if you live in Monticello, just to the north and east or just to the east of there, you are in the path of damaging winds. You want to seek shelter immediately. Well, what does that mean? That means the lowest level of your house, a basement is best, then away from windows, then interior room, hallway, or closet if you have one that is rain-free. And that's what that storm looks like. As we look at it, we're going to switch over here and show it to you in Storm Tracker 2 in 3D and get you an updated look. You could see the curvature in the reds and the white there with very large hail circulating around the base of the thunderstorm there, where likely we've got damaging winds and a tornado touchdown. All the white that you see is hail suspended in the atmosphere, and this portion that descends from the cloud, that is the tornado. So again, a tornado warning in effect, and it looks as if a tornado is on the ground or imminent between Monticello and Shady Dale and tracking towards the east. We got an update now. Let me click on this. You can see the BTI is nearly an 8, 7.7. Anything 5 or above really piques your interest. Anything 7 or above, and it's a very serious situation. And Glenn and I are going to continue to track this as it moves towards Smithboro at 7:15, Willard at 7:22, up towards Note at 7:24, and about the bottom of the hour, that's when we expect this to move in towards Eatonton, 7:29, Warfield at 7:30, Meda 7:31, and Hellwood at 7:32. Again, tornado likely on the ground east of Monticello, south of Shady Dale, moving towards Eatonton, and that motion is expected to continue at about 50 miles an hour, so seek shelter immediately. Glenn?
Brad, this one has had a history of producing funnel clouds and perhaps tornadoes. In fact, we have video from when this storm moved across the Henry County area. There you see it. Very, very evident. Kind of shaky there, but you can't be surprised at that, traveling down the road, seeing something like that. The whole base of that supercell thunderstorm is that bright white area that you see, and that whole base was rotating from the base of that area. You can certainly see that funnel that is perhaps touching the ground at times, perhaps jumping back up into the cloud. There it looks like it may be touching the ground there. So this was in Henry County earlier today, and that's the same storm that is approaching the Lake Oconee area around the Putnam County area as well. So again, it has had a history of producing funnel clouds and possible tornadoes, but mostly a little bit more rural areas. We do have a phone call, and Keith Nelms from Fayette County Emergency Management. And can you tell me what happened as the storm rolled through your area? We're watching that very intently on radar.
Hi, Glenn. Yeah, this storm, we were watching it approach from the west, and obviously we were worried about the winds from a tornado warning, but hail was our primary factor in the damage that occurred. And briefly, we had quite a few windows of cars broken out due to baseball-sized hail reported in downtown Tyrone. Some of our employees actually at Fire Station number 3 were affected by that.
Yes, we got some pictures of that earlier. Incredible.
Yeah, and they really were. It was. That's very unusual for us to have that. And we did have some damage to skylights from homes across that path. As it progressed east, it affected our 911 center a little bit. We received reports from our communications operators that very, very heavy hail and potential damage to the roof, but it did not affect the radio capabilities at all. So we're doing a damage assessment on the roof at this point. Our building maintenance is doing that. We were in contact with Henry County Emergency Management and giving them tracking information about what was affected here so they could prepare as well.
All right, thank you very much. You're doing a great job out there. And you can see with our live tower cam now in the downtown Atlanta area, the heavy rain, and you're going to see quite a lightning display here with a very slow-moving supercell thunderstorm that is moving now over the city of Atlanta and much of our area, even as far north as 285 north to 285 south, so a rather large area. And you're getting a very slow-moving supercell thunderstorm. There it is as we look at our Storm Tracker 2 HD radar. And with this cell, as it moves that slowly, we're going to see some flooding, especially all these construction sites that are in and around Atlanta now, so be prepared. We have airport delays reported as 2 hours now, and perhaps likely going to be more as this next storm system continues to move through the area. We showed you earlier that there were 3 additional supercell thunderstorms developing in eastern Alabama that were moving our way. One of them has now moved into the Polk County area and over toward Haralson County. And you can see tremendous cloud-to-ground lightning here in the northwestern part of Haralson County, and a lot of rain mainly in the southern part of Polk County. But here again, this does not look like the structure of the thunderstorms that were the supercells earlier today. In and around the Lake Oconee area, this right now is by far what we think is the most dangerous of all the thunderstorms in the area, with a BTI of 7.7. So a very high probability that something's going on here, and we're seeing all indications of a circulation with the green and the red very close together. Toward the radar, the winds are traveling at 58 miles per hour. So we're seeing a circulation here where that green and red are very close together. The width of this, however, is about 6 miles, which means probably the base of the storm itself is rotating. The supercells do that. They're not like your typical afternoon summertime thunderstorms here in Georgia, where you get an hour and they're done. These are rotating supercells where the whole storm is rotating around, and we wait to watch for what's called a wall cloud to develop out of these, and eventually the signature, which comes and looks pretty much like that, which doesn't look like that in our latest volume scan. But we are seeing a lot of lightning in these storms, and it's mostly continuous cloud-to-cloud lightning, and embedded in there is the hail. And you can see from Eatonton, which I think will probably have some small hail around Eatonton now, it's certainly larger and a lot stronger wind out here to the west of Eatonton. Brad?
That's right. We got 100-mile-an-hour winds estimated by Doppler radar as it pushes towards Eatonton, straddling the line between Jasper and Putnam County. Inch hail there just to the north of the strongest winds. And this continues to track towards the east. So as Glenn pointed out, damaging winds, likely tornado touchdowns with this as it continues to move from western to central sections of Putnam County, and that puts Eatonton in the sights. If you're watching here from anywhere in Putnam County, in particular in Eatonton, you'll want to seek shelter immediately, lowest level of your house, away from windows. I've got some new information and, in a relative sense, good news. What we're looking at here is a new warning, but it's not a tornado warning, rather a severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for parts of metro Atlanta. So a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued to include Clayton, northern Fayette, and south central Fulton County until 8 o'clock this evening. And let me emphasize, this is not a tornado warning here in the southern part of the metro area. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. That means damaging straight-line winds in excess of 60 miles an hour a possibility, more large hail, an inch or more in diameter. But the tornado warning that's in effect for Putnam, and we just got some new information on that. So let me go back to that and give you the latest here in Putnam County. We do have the tornado warning continuing farther to the east for eastern Putnam, south central Greene, and Hancock counties until 8:15 as this thunderstorm, tornadic thunderstorm with the potential for tornado touchdowns around Eatonton, is headed out towards Sparta and will continue to track towards the north and east. Let me show you a time lapse here. As you can see over the last couple of hours as these severe thunderstorms have moved through the tornadoes. And let me go through this list of information.